What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. And we are back with another one of the most wonderful podcast of your day. Once again, I say, this is Gray Area Anime. Afternoon, chat. Afternoon. How goes it out there in the world? It's pretty good on my side of things. I want to start this off by letting Kirby tell you guys. Hi. And if you didn't know, it's not safe to go alone. So I choose you guys. We're back with another episode of Gray Area Anime, as I've said 3 times now. If you can't tell, it's the beginning of the week. So, you got to knock off the cobwebs and all of that. For those of you who are listening to the podcast via audio, if you want to see the podcast live, make sure you come on over to twitch.tv/Icarus_Gray, and you can join in on the conversation where I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, Monday and Tuesday from noon to 1 Pacific time. And then on Wednesday, I go from noon to 12:30. But anyway, that's more than enough diversion from all the things that, all that promotional stuff. Oh, I guess, but I also must say, if you like the video, for those of you on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that way you can be further a part of the Gray Area Anime community. Hit the bell icon so that way you'll get notified every time a new video goes live. And that schedule will be every Monday you'll get a video. So you'll be getting a video today. And the audio podcasters, you'll be getting your episodes now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So be on the lookout for that. That is, I believe, all of the good promotional stuff that I think is something you need to do as a content creator, which I guess I can call myself. But today, we got some good stuff going on. I want to kind of not like slam the mic or slam the, oh, no, don't do this. Oh, okay, there we go. Whew. Almost had a heart attack in the middle of this. Some technical difficulties and whatnot. But anyway, so today we're going to go through some things. I've been watching some new animes. I have been just kind of immersing myself back into the scene. I've been reading a lot of things, and I've been noticing some trends that I wanted to discuss with you guys. So if you'll bring your attention to this corner here, right above the chat, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I misclicked. There. I missed it again. But you'll see that today's topic is how to get revenge in time travel. How to get revenge in time travel. What does that even mean, Icarus? Well, it means that I've been watching Tokyo Revengers. That's what it means. That I've been watching this series that is rampant in time travel and mafioso moves, or Japanese mafia moves, or Japanese biker gang moves, but organized crime. Organized crime. That's what I've been watching. So how do you get revenge and have time travel? Very slightly overused theme in anime recently. Like, there's always been animes that have time travel and things of that nature in them. But I realized that I've been drawn to time travel recently with Tokyo Revengers, Remake My Life, and things of that nature. And I wanted to kind of talk about these things a little bit and kind of break them down, the things that I like, things I don't like, and just kind of see where we end up there. But Tokyo Revengers, where do I start? I was told to check it out, and I finally got around to it yesterday. I was able to watch the first episode, and I went on to about, I think episode 7 is where I am now. By the end of the day or later on, I'll probably be all the way caught up or close to it. Because that's how I watch anime. I'm an addict, guys, and I will not be ashamed about it. But for those of you who don't know what Tokyo Revengers is, we start we start this anime. Triple all over my words with Takemichi-kun. Interesting guy. When he was in middle school, he tried to start a gang with him and his 4 friends. Didn't go so well. And he kind of realized that by around high school, that this wasn't necessarily the life that he wanted to live. They're L words, and I stumble over them. But anyway, so long story short, he leaves. He's living a mundane life, just kind of trying to be a regular member of society. And he starts to kind of wonder about himself, And the reason he's wondering about himself is he looks on the news and he sees a report that his middle school girlfriend and her brother have died. And it sparked something in him to make him feel like, there was a time when I really cared. I especially always cared about her. And I don't know where I went. I just kind of left everything behind. I left all the things that I knew then, back then. And so, he's working and he goes to this train station because that's what we do. We travel on trains, subways, the monorails. Yep, that's what we do. Anyway, so he's about to get on the train. But he's waiting on it to arrive. Before he gets on the train, he's pushed onto the train tracks. And before he gets hit, he opens his eyes and he's back 12 years prior and he's in middle school again. Yeah. Good point, chat. We don't do trains in the South. If you do a train really in the South, in most areas, it's going to take way longer to get to where you need to be. In most cases, I mean, there are some major cities that do have pretty okay subway systems, but they're like, there's not too many of them in the South. But so he wakes up, he's back in middle school, and he's wondering kind of like what's going on. He ends up in a situation where he starts to kind of remember a lot of things that he forgot. He forgot why he didn't come back to certain situations and all of that. And he gets this fire inside of him to kind of want to change his life a little bit. So what happens is he realizes that at some point he's talking to this kid that was about to get beat up. He punches one of the kids out to help this other little kid. And he's sitting there talking to him. And he realizes that this kid is the little brother of his middle school girlfriend. And he tells him, hey, I need you to know something. You are going to die 12 years today. 12 years in the future today. And, I wasn't that great. I want you to become great and I want you to protect your sister. It might sound crazy to you, but just do it. Live a better life. And so then they shake hands on it and he wakes up back 12 years in the future. And he's like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And when he does that, he ends up in a position where he realizes now that he can travel back and forth through time, but he realizes that because her brother is now alive, because the words that he gave him allowed him to stay alive. And yeah, I lose my words so many times, guys. My apologies. But anyway, cue the spooky stuff. So what happens here is he realizes he can go back in time because her brother Naoto tells Takemichi that he can. And he explains to him all of what he's been doing. And he was trying to figure out what the trigger is. Shout out to my guy Hung in the chat. Yeah, those are my peoples. We all watches anime together because we are the gray area anime community. Make sure you follow if you've not already. Hit that heart button because cool things happen when you follow. But yeah, so Takemichi realizes that he can go back in time because he talked to Naruto, and he's now trying to come up with a plan on how they're going to do that. And he realizes that it must be in them shaking hands, so they shake hands, and it ends up sending him back in time. And that's kind of the premise of the series, is that he starts to realize that things he does in the past affects things in the future, obviously in a butterfly effect kind of way. They use that very loosely. They don't explain the time travel. You just know that it's time travel. And a lot of animes have been doing that. A lot of animes that I like. I really enjoy Tokyo Revengers thus far for what I've seen. Again, like I said, I'm up to I think episode 7, and I'll end up watching some more today. But what it does is they use time travel so loosely, especially as a concept that's kind of, it's just butterfly effect. Anytime I see these movies, I literally think Ashton Kutcher and Butterfly Effect, because everything they do either messes up everything, and they don't simply understand two kind of principles. So when you go back in time, every decision you make has an equal or negative or positive effect. But you don't know what those things are. You don't know if stepping on a bug causes this to happen, that to happen, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a scientist, guys. But I know that when you mess with time, you should be really careful. You should, if you go back in time, maybe write yourself some notes. Maybe give yourself a play-by-play on what's going to happen. Maybe, just don't. Or if you go back in time and you are in the body of yourself, so there's no time paradox thing where you're going to run into yourself or anything like that, then just live the life again. Go from there to where you are. Instead of trying to change a singular moment, change all the moments. Live there. Don't overly focus on where you think something went wrong. Just kind of live it again. I know that I find that issue with the next anime we're gonna look at, which is Remake My Life, which is one that I told you guys to watch, one that I've been watching, where that young man on the left there decides to go back and he messes things up in a certain way because he's only focused on one general idea, which is, I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to waste my time. And that's kind of the central focus that I'm seeing in all of these animes. When they use time travel, it's about missed opportunities. What did you miss when you were younger? What did you miss when you were an adult? What did you miss in terms of relationships? What goals did you not chase after? They use all of these different devices, and it ends up being kind of, I'm not going to say that it's dry, but it ends up in this place where they have to create a sense of depression and hopelessness. And the funny part about it is what they end up learning a lot of the times is that I didn't necessarily need to go back in time. I could have been confident I could change the area and environment around me, because when I go back, I'm trying to make that person into somebody that I want to be, but it doesn't have the well-rounded thoughts of the atmosphere or the things that I'm around. What I mean by that in short is that when you go back in time in these animes, they get so focused, like I said, on that singular moment that they don't think about the ripple effect of what a singular moment means. So if I go back and I get this relationship that I've always wanted, do I know how to handle that relationship? No, I might not, because I didn't think about that. I only thought about getting to this one goal. And because of that one goal, I've now sacrificed friendships. I've sacrificed all kinds of things. I may have even ruined someone's life because now I'm no longer a part of it in a well-balanced way. And the balance is always missing, which is the plot device that gets us to watch and keeps us engaged. But it's something that I think leads to us just kind of getting repetitive things. But something that's not repetitive is this here, which is called Blue Box. It's the manga I've been reading on the Shonen Jump app. If you do not have it, you should get it. Shonen Jump sponsored this guy because I promote you a lot because it's worth it. But there's Blue Box. Blue Box is about that basketball girl there, the badminton guy there. They end up living together in a strange situation where the girl's parents move away, and she wants to finish her senior year of high school so that way she can get one more chance at going to nationals. He's a freshman. He's also trying to go to nationals because he's in love with her. And it's just pure goodness. I love those things. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really, really do. But the reason I brought that up, Blue Box. And then we're going to talk about this, My Hero Academia, which is also something I was reading on Sunday. And it's entering into its final arc, supposedly. I'm pretty sure that it is, but I'm not all the way sure. In this final arc, Deku is in full control of All for One and One for All. One of those. He's in control of his powers, and the opposite of that powers in Shigaraki is, it's getting intense. This Sunday there was no One Piece, so I didn't get to read that. But while I was reading My Hero Academia, I was really, really excited in the fact that they are creating a lot of different dynamics here. I'm hype about that, and I think that it's going to be something that's amazing and really good. But next, what I really wanted to get to, because I did kind of want to touch on these mangas, and I kind of need to set these segments up. So if I don't set them up correctly, give me some time. I'm going to get used to it. I'm working with a new setup. I'm working on talking to the chat. I'm working on this beautiful overlay that I got here with the Kirby scrolling because, you got to upgrade at some point. But anyway, what I really want to talk about was anime and the different characters and the fact that we are in a repetitive cycle. So back and forth through these, because a lot of the animes that we have, while they stand out, they're not standing really on their own. And I think that that's something that has kind of, oh goodness. 1 second. As I use all of these different things. Get, dang it, go back. All right, now I'm safe. Whew, I made it. But anyway, so like I was saying, the thing that we've gotten to is this repetitive aspect of there's a million isekais, there's a million time travel things coming out, and there's very few things that are like unique. We're getting some, but I've kind of gotten to a point where, and I don't know if this has happened to you guys. If it has, make sure you leave a comment down there, because I would definitely love to discuss your current appetite or your thoughts on anime's current state of affairs. What I've realized is there's a lot of repetition, and the ones that stand out are the one that take the premise that is being used a million times and find a way to be unique about it. We've talked about reincarnated, or the world's greatest assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat, which again, in and of itself is hilarious. Then we did another one, which is like about evolution. and they're using all the same premises. The one about evolution is kind of, there's nothing currently good about it. It's funny, but it's not as funny as what I think it really could be if taken seriously and put in a better context. But yeah, so we've entered into this state of repetition, and I'm wondering if that's kind of what's desired over there. That's what's popular over there. If that's something that they're looking for, because we're looking for the things that make us feel comfortable. If anime studios, if manga studios are just like, give me another one of these, which I've seen some of, but I also know that it felt like it used to be about what that person brought that was new, what they brought that was unique to the table. There are the sequel aspects or sequel animes in terms of like Naruto going into Boruto, and even Naruto when it went into Shippuden, One Piece and its 2-year time skip, which is technically in that same vein. Or even Bleach in its continuation that'll be happening, I guess, in a couple months or so. Whenever the anime comes back, they are still going to be doing some things with the manga, which has continued as well into its, what I presume to be maybe its final arc, but who knows? It's all about the popularity in that regard. But the creative aspects of anime has seemed to kind of plateau in the past 4 or 5 years between isekais and these time travel aspect TV shows or animes or genres. Words, man. It's hard to word sometimes. But yeah, and I want to kind of escape that, but I don't know how we do that, because there are like Tokyo Revengers is really amazing in what it is that they do. Remake Our Life is amazing in terms of the premise and the characters and what you feel for them with, and you're involved on the ride. You're ready to ride along with it. How do we get new champions? Is it just longevity? Is it taking the things that we've seen before and continuously doing it? I note Black Clover. As much as I love the once you stick with it, you love it a little bit more, but it's just kind of a Naruto fairy tale clone for me, or at least it was to start. There's still a lot of aspects of that it has, because it is a battle manga, and there isn't too much that many battle manga creators take risks on, because there's a formula that editors and publishers are expecting. They're expecting new powers. They're expecting not a tournament arc, but a battle arc that like kind of puts everybody against each other. That puts the main character and all of his subordinates and so on and so forth against whatever the big bad is. They look for the main character to always save the day. So however they do it, they put the main character out of commission for a while, so that way he can come in and take everybody out, because if he stayed in from the beginning, he could probably just one-shot everybody. And, I get that. I get the tropes. But I also know that I've been very entranced in growing up with anime and growing up with things that I felt were different, and things that I think that tackled so many different topics in so many different ways. Cowboy Bebop was different from Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star was different from Gundam Wing, and these are all futuristic space type animes. So I was very used to there being difference. Wolf's Rain was different from Bleach. Bleach was different from Naruto. And they took all of these aspects and they felt unique and fresh. Trigun, in the sense of that, and Wolf's Rain, and having similar aspects of what it is that kind of happened in this world ending apocalyptic thoughts. Elfen Lied, and there's so many that I can go down the list that had these unique ideals and thoughts to them that stood out in terms of their character, story development. And I'm wondering if anyone else other than me has just kind of been burnt out, I know that I kind of have, just in that when I'm looking at these things, I'm wondering what's going to keep me watching. What about this is going to want to go to a season 2 or season 3, any of these things, and how can we get there? How can we get there as fans? What can we do to push the needle so that way we can stop being stuck in the repetition? I'm not really sure, but I hope we can kind of figure it out because, there's some good anime out there and there's still some good ideas. There's a lot of good creators and there's a lot of good things that we haven't touched on or seen yet. So hopefully they take that route. That'll do it for this recorded episode. If you are on the live, I stay on and chat with you guys after. So again, it behooves you to follow at twitch.tv/Icarus_Gray. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification that you can get notified for all of the videos that we do live. And I will see you audio guys next time and see the live guys in just a second. Show a 1 and a 2. Peace.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.